lane can you use for any given time? So in some states, there's a light or an arrow that shows you where you need to go. 102. Perception distance is the distance your vehicle travels from the time your eyes see the hazard to your brain knows it's a hazard. It could be a deer, it could be a car. So perception and then reaction distance. The right-of-way laws are written in terms of who must yield the right-of-way. If two cars come together at the same time, the car on the right yields the right-of-way. If you're merging on the expressway, the traffic on the expressway has the right-of-way. If you're backing up, the cars going behind you have the right-of-way. If you're driving into a roundabout, traffic in the roundabout has the right-of-way. You have to yield. You are driving 55 miles an hour on a two-lane highway with one lane in each direction and want to pass a vehicle ahead of you. To pass safely, you need to have a large enough gap for oncoming traffic. Good evening. The process to search your critical areas of traffic environment in regular sequences, you use an orderly visual search, left, middle, right. You always look at an orderly search pattern so you can see traffic. Collisions involving cell phones are twice as likely to be rear-end collisions. You're on the phone. You're not paying attention. I just hit a car. I didn't know. I was on the phone talking, or I just ran a light, and you rear-ended someone. Your vehicle is skidding. You should turn your wheels in the direction you want to go. If you want to go left, you turn the wheel to the left. If you want to go right, you turn the wheel to the right. You're approaching an intersection that has a posted speed limit and the signal turns yellow. What action should you take? Stop before entering the intersection if you can do it safely. We never want to slam brakes. Beginning drivers panic and they slam brakes, you'll be knocked through. Or if you speed up, you could run the light and get hit. So you want to use good judgment. Detecting potentially threatening objects or conditions in traffic mostly depends on an organized, aggressive search. You've got to look. What's on the ground? What's to the left? What's to the right? Who's behind me? You always have to check your mirrors. You always have to look around. Every 10 to 15 seconds, you should be looking around. When I'm training a client, I'm sitting there and I'm watching. Are they doing the mirrors? Good. Are they checking the blind spots? No. Are they looking at the light? No. So you need to learn to do these things, and I'm your coach. I'm here to help you. A solid yellow line next to a broken yellow line means that the vehicle next to the broken line may pass. When a motorcycle is passing your vehicle, you should maintain your speed and position. Flashing do not walk pedestrian sign indicates that the signal light will be yellow soon. If you can stop safely in 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, 1003, you need to stop without slamming brakes. If you approach a curve or at the top of a hill and you do not have clear view of the road ahead, you should slow down so you can stop if necessary. Assume a car is coming. Assume a truck is coming. Since it takes a few seconds for your eyes to adjust to the darkness after exposed to glare, they're talking about headlight glare, glance to the right and down when approaching a car. So you want to look to the edge line to the right of the road. If the airbags are not working properly, not working in proper operating condition, the warning light will stay on. When both the inside rear view mirror and the left side rear view mirror are adjusted properly, the right blind spot and smaller blind spot to the left will still remain. You have to look over your shoulder, check your left blind spot. You have to look over your shoulder, check your right blind spot. You have to check your blind spots. Each time you drive, make a routine of pre-driving checks, tires, your headlights, and controls. Make sure your car's in good operating condition. Nothing is leaking on the ground. Gasoline, oil, a squirrel is under your car, a cat, glass. You may have enemies that put nails on the ground. You got to look around. Unless otherwise posted, what is the speed limit in a business district? Type it in. Unless otherwise posted, what is the speed limit in a business district? All of you need to type it in. Unless otherwise posted, what is the speed limit in a business district? Type it in. Please and thank you. If you're here listening, type it in. The speed limit in a business district is 25 miles an hour. Too much steering input during lane changes can cause your vehicle to turn too sharply into an adjoining lane. Thank you for the 25. You must yield to a pedestrian when using a white cane and dog at all times. You will see occasionally blind people with the cane. I'm pretending I'm blind. I got a cane. I got the German Shepherd with me. I have the lab with me. They're designed to stop at the corner, and I count my steps. You do see occasionally people who have limited sight. You must, okay, we already went to that one. 121. The driver of a large truck will have most difficult time seeing you from the sides and rear. There are 4 blind spots. Type them in. Type in the 4 blind spots. Type it in. Type it in. What are the 4 blind spots? Get your value right now. 4 blind spots. Type in your 4 blind spots. What are they? 4 blind spots. What are they? I want you to learn. You guys listen on there? Learn. You got 4 blind spots. Type it in. You want to be active in the class? Here it is. Type it in. There are 4 blind spots. Left side, right side, front, and back. They're called the no zones. Stay out of the no zones. Thank you. On freezing wet days, which of the following roadways will most likely hide spots of ice? Areas on a bridge and overpass. They freeze first. Wind is blowing through them. They're elevated, they'll freeze. What's the loss of traction is most difficult to identify is hydroplaning. You're going too fast for the conditions, water splashing, control your vehicle, drop your speed. Hydro is water, plane means to lift. Your car is riding on water, you're about to crash. If you experience sudden brake failure while driving, you should rapidly pump the brakes. One way to avoid aggressive driving is to not drive in the fast lane. A lot of beginners should not be in the left lane. They're going 80, they're going 90, they're going 100. You're going 62. Bruh. Don't get in the left lane, baby. Get all the way to the right if you don't feel, I don't feel comfortable going 70. Go to the right. Get in the middle lane. You're going to be driving on the expressway with me soon. Okay. I'm going right to the middle lane. First go to the right lane. Don't cut off a car. We start out in the right lane, then you get to the middle lane. Then if you want to exercise a little bit, I'll get you in the left lane, but you can't go slow in that lane. People will run us over. They don't care. Okay, implied consent. Type in what it means. Implied consent. Implied consent. Type what it means. Earn your leisure. Implied consent. Look in your notes. Implied consent. Type what it means. Short definition. Implied consent. Earn your value. Implied consent. What does this mean? Type your answer in. Okay, implied consent. Once you sign your permit, your license, you give up your right to privacy. That's not fair. It is. Because the community, the good of the community, listen to me, the good of the community outweighs your individual rights in certain circumstances. Like you can't yell fire in an elevator. You can't yell fire in a theater. You're going to create a panic, and then you're going to get stumbled. So once you sign it, you give up your right to privacy. And then they can test your blood with a medical professional, breath, or urine. But the medical professional's got to be a blood. So you give your consent to be tested for alcohol or drugs. On an expressway, an overhead sign with a yellow panel indicates exit lane. The thin sheet of ice, invisible ice, is called black ice. The following vehicles have the right of way in the roundabout. All vehicles in the roundabout. When another driver is tailgated, what is the best? It is best to allow a greater space to the front. To make a left turn from a one-way street to a two-way street, you should turn from the far left lane. When driving on slippery roads, you should not use your cruise control. The cruise control is a computer device. You push a button on the dashboard, or you activate a button on the blinker handle. You put it to run or cruise. You hold the gas for several seconds. The computer turns on, and it holds the mile per hour. It is for long drives. Thank you. Not downtown Chicago, downtown Detroit, long drives. You're going to grandma's house in Alaska. You're going to your uncle's house in Tennessee, right? Cruise control. Traffic lights that have been green for a long time, they are stale green lights. That means they can change at any time. If the head restraint is adjusted properly, it will be behind the middle of your neck, the middle, to protect you in case of whiplash. You'll get hit from the back, and then your neck snaps back. That's when you have whiplash. We're not trying to have that. Don't hurt your instructor. Don't hurt your parents. Mom, are you okay? No, I hurt my neck. John, get your daughter. Honey, you got to get out of the car. I got to get mom to the hospital. You won't drive anymore. You won't drive your parents' vehicle anymore. Facts. It's true. A mileage sign is green with white letters. It's a guide sign. Mileage sign. 50 miles to Cedar Point. 50 miles to the downtown Detroit NFL draft tomorrow. 50 miles to the penitentiary. 50 miles to juvenile court because you don't know how to act. Yeah, don't do that. When turning, your last check should be in the direction of your intended path of travel. When turning, if you're turning right, left, right, you got to look where you want to go. When approaching a crosswalk and a red signal where a blind, same question, a blind pedestrian is walking across, you must stop at the crosswalk and wait for the pedestrian to cross. This is why I want you to stop behind that stop bar or that stop line. I love Hungary. I can tell you guys are from the UK. Keep sharing. Give me a thumbs up. Which of the following is the sign of an aggressive driver? Frequently crosses the center line to look at traffic. When you are entering traffic from a parking spot, you should wait for a large enough gap. Remember, beginning drivers have a difficult time judging distance. So you might pull out in front of a truck. Then your parents will say, oh my God, pull over. John, get your daughter. Dad, I never liked her anyway. My daughter doesn't like you. What am I supposed to do? Oh, don't pull out in front of a car. Check traffic. Don't scare your instructor or your parent. Oh, you're used to it. I don't want to be used to it. It gives me a heart attack. It's serious. It's very stressful. What does searching for hazards in traffic depend mostly on? An active searching of places where trouble could be. You're riding in a neighborhood. Give me 2 places of danger. You're riding in a neighborhood. Give me 2 places of danger. Type it in. You are riding in a neighborhood. Give me 2 places of danger. This is bringing you value. Give it a thumbs up. Give us some hearts. You got to think 2 places of danger. Turns by corners of houses, like that. By fields. I think someone said a light pole or something like that. Why is the kid playing on a railroad track? Bruh. That's like some haunted stuff. Like you about to be taken. You on a railroad track? What are you guys doing? I don't walk a railroad. Oh, I do it all the time. It's very peaceful. Until your foot gets stuck and a train is coming. You're like, ah! Bro, you'll never catch me on a railroad track. You see those people walking out like, no, I've never walked on. Have you guys walked? If you walked a railroad track, raise your hand. Type in yes. You just chill walking on the railroad track. You've walked on a railroad track like a quarter of a mile, half a mile. Some of you are yes. Are you kidding? Like, no. A hike? Evidence? Show me later. You guys are walking on railroad tracks? And you got your earbuds in, you listen to music, and next thing, you're done, bro. She was walking on the railroad track. No. Mm-mm. Ooh, that's kind of scary. You're walking on the railroad track. Okay, trouble could be between cars. Trouble could be, you see a basketball hoop on the side to the left. Kids have pushed it out in the street. They're playing basketball. When a car comes, they say, car! And you're like, there's that stupid kid who hit my mom's car. And then there are the mothers sitting across the street drinking their lemonade. They're wine moms. They're drinking their wine. They're chilling. Hi. You just drive past. Your mother's like, can you just be friendly? I don't like her. I don't like her daughter. Mom, when are we going to move? Why do you want to move? Mom, you need to listen to. Kids will go between cars, hide in bushes, play by mailboxes. You got to cover your break. You got to stay in the middle. If you are driving through a highway work zone, you should lower your speed anytime you see highway workers. Very interesting with the Euro basketball, man. It's very interesting. We're going to have the draft coming up tomorrow. You guys give me some comments on that. It is very foggy. You should slow down and turn on your windshield wipers and your low beam lights. Let's finish this. Tomorrow you do videos. If 2 vehicles approach from an uncontrolled intersection at about the same time, you must yield. The driver on the left yields to the car on the right. Right-of-way questions always confuse people. They get minors, they fail, they have accidents. So you have to yield. If you're not sure, you wait. If you are backing up and want the rear of the vehicle to go to the left, you turn the top of the steering wheel to the left. If you back up to the left, you turn the rear of the steering wheel to the left. If you back up to the right, you turn the rear of the steering wheel to the right. Beginners always confuse that. And then we're going sideways down the street. I've had students back up about 50 feet in the parking lot, back up backwards. If we're trying to work on skill sets, I'll get the cones out. Other drivers are not making room for you to merge onto the expressway heavy traffic. If necessary, You should stop, but that's really so dangerous because they're traveling at highway speed. You're at 0. Stop if absolutely necessary and wait for a large enough gap before merging. On a sharp curve, you should use your brakes to slow the vehicle before entering the curve. You will lose control. 2 colors that are used for motorist information and regulation. Put them down, type them in. The 2 colors used for motor vehicle, let me say it right. 2 colors used for motorist information and recreation. Put down the colors, type them in. You always have to yield with caution. Yes, my brother. Yes, my sisters. Yield with caution. People do weird stuff. Kids do weird stuff. You got to be ready. Cover your brake. Okay, what are the 2 colors? I need you to type them in. Okay, I asked you to put in the colors. So I'm going to read the question again. 2 colors that are used for motorist information and recreation. Blue is information. Brown is for recreation. A park is going to be brown. Thank you. When parallel parking, how close to the curb should you be? When parallel parking, type it in. When parallel parking, how close to the curb should you be? Many of you from the UK, it might be a little bit different. When parallel parking, how many inches should you be? I'm giving you a clue. It is 12 inches. I guarantee in the metro in Detroit, the draft is tomorrow. There are thousands of people there. People will get their car towed. People will get tickets. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to bring a lot of revenue and money to the Midwest region. If you're traveling from other countries, people are here. A lot of economic activity. Medicines used to treat the common cold can make you sleepy and thus should not be used when driving. We got 2 minutes. The first skill to loss when you're under influence. Type it in. What is the first skill loss when you're under the influence of alcohol? The first skill loss. I'm going to put together some digital products in my stand store. I just been slacking. I have it halfway done. I'm going to put some study guides together, and then you'll be able to purchase them on my stand store. Give me a couple of weeks. I'm sorry, I've been slacking, but I got to get it together because a lot of people are asking for these digital products. So I will have it, and I'm very picky. I want it to look good and be right, and it will help you pass. Okay, judgment is the skill that is lost. All of you type in one thing you learned. Everyone, one thing you learned. Please type in one thing you learned. I'll wait a moment. That's the hard thing. Waiting. Everyone needs to type in something. This is your commitment. Thank you. Let's go. One thing you learned. And one type in one thing they learned, please. Hi. One thing you learned. Recreation signs are typically brown and white. Information are blue and white. There's a color code system here in the United States we use. It could be very similar to the UK, Middle East, Germany, Australia. Australia, they drive on the left. The UK, drive on the left. Just to name a few. Bye. Okay, overall, listen up. Okay, overall, it was a great study session. I really appreciate all those comments. And I'm getting a lot more viewers from the UK, from Germany, from the Middle East, and it's really refreshing. I will be putting together some digital products, study guides, test prep, because I'm a state certified instructor in the Midwest. But I've been doing this for over 20 years from Jordan. Awesome. Much love. Much love. Much love. And I really appreciate all of you coming back. I enjoy this. I try to go live every day. Infrastructure needs, yes. I try to go live in the morning, but you guys are probably in school or working, and then sometime in the afternoon. But I definitely go live in the evening to go over content, test prep, other situations, and I'm getting a lot more views because I'm going live, and then I edit it into small clips. I really appreciate all of you, and I'm going to try to go live every day and give you other good information. I do have a bus driver I'm going to interview, and he's going to share his perspective of driving a larger bus, a larger vehicle. I've talked to him. He said yes. We just need to set up a time. We'll actually be in the bus. I'll interview him. We'll sit in the seats, and I'll be able to really get some good questions. I also have a gentleman who paints lines. And yes, we can ask about the CDL. He's got a CDL, and I can ask him questions. He also drives a party bus. So you need a CDL for that too. I've been thinking about that. And really just getting good information. This is typically what I do. I teach adults, I teach teens. I do a lot of driving on the weekend. I do some driving Tuesdays and Thursdays. I get off Wednesday. I try not to drive on Friday. Typically, I have 16 to 20 clients, some adults, some teens. I do private drives. And then, of course, that's all good. And my area is that 18 to 36-year-old group, to empower you to get your license, to empower you to get your independence, because many of you are in organized areas around the world and you need a car to travel. And thank you. A lot of these clients that I have, and of course, a lot of these clients that I have, some are under 18 and their mom and dad pays for the driver's ed, and then their mom and dad's got to train them and get them out there. Some parents don't. I have a lot of students who have anxiety, right? Yes, reach out on Instagram, and remember, driving, and it's the line _driving _with WITH _Myles. It's really good to see you guys and ladies and hear your journey, because when you speak to them, you understand. And then sometime when I go live, I'm in downtown areas, roundabouts, merging on expressway. I'm here in America, so I kind of live in a suburban slash city area. And then we have major highways by us, 5 or 10 miles out. We're kind of in rural areas, dirt roads. So I definitely understand. And I'm just trying to empower you and help you. So I want to say thank you. And then I will get this edited for you guys and ladies. And I'll go live tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And then I'll go live tomorrow between 7:30. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go live every single day. Bye.